Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Extinct Breaks Originals! And for this very special episode, we will be featuring the LYKA custom Jurassic World Evolution Metriacanthosaurus. This is an Extinct Breaks upgrade! But before that, I'd like to say thanks to youtube.com audio library for this awesome background music. Please also like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And to be able to support my channel, please do not skip on all the ads on all my videos. Thanks everyone! You may also like to follow me on my social media platforms. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LYKA. There I'll be posting some of my exclusive photos and some video clips as well. So I'll see you there everyone! The guest PC contest winners will be announced later on in this video. So for now, let us move on with the making of the Metriacanthosaurus version 2. So here is my previous Metriacanthosaurus, which I think I've done several years ago, around 2 or 3 years ago. You can see that it has this, very Jurassic World website look to it, and the sculpting on the head is quite a bit outdated based on my current, work here at Extinct Breaks. Although I like the painting on this one, I think there could be some more adjustments in terms of sculpting on the body as well as that of the legs of this particular dinosaur. But overall, I do like the look, but it really needs a little bit of improvement. So here I've sketched the Metriacanthosaurus somehow. So I wanted the head to have this articulation on the bottom part, and of course some modifications on the head sculpt as well. There will also be some changes in terms of adjustments of the body as well as that of the legs of this particular creature. So after this, I've actually marked down the areas where I will be doing several more changes to it, and here's how it looks like after the finished sculpt. You can see here that the head is almost entirely new. The teeth are actually made up from Lego plants, and you can see several more adjustments into the tail as well as the angle of that of the leg. Here is actually how it looks like before it was modified. You can see here several changes to the head as well as that of the angles of the legs as well. So after the sculpting phase, I have it on hold for around overnight so that the clay will actually cure. And after tedious, wet sanding, it's time for us to paint. And of course, we use a primer that is number 68 Bosny in gray. Once that is dried around 1 or 2 hours, we can already start on the acrylic paints. And for this one, I'm actually basing it off with a mixture of white and yellow ochre. This will actually go through the more lighter portions of the Metriacanthosaurus, which includes of course the head, the lower parts of the neck, the underbelly, the arms, the feet, as well as the underside of the tail as well. Portions of the Metriacanthosaurus is a little bit darker than the underbelly, so we heightened up the colors a bit by adding several more tones of yellow ochre as well as a little bit of brown, and then applied it on areas that is not actually colored by the primer or the initial colors that we applied earlier. in the gradient to this particular dinosaur, we added a little bit more brown to the existing color and applied it on the topmost portion of this particular creature. Once this is done, you can actually see a little bit of gradient going from a darker yellow to the lighter parts. Here. So we're just going to add here another layer of a lighter yellow compared to the darker tones on the upper parts of this particular dinosaur. And once this is done, we can already start on the details of the Metriacanthosaurus. Painting the details is actually one of my favorite parts of this process because it actually allows the dinosaur to come alive. So just a little bit of additional touch to it. The Metriacanthosaurus has a little bit white on the lower portions of the underbelly, so we have added that as well. So since we already have that white portions, we just had to add in a little bit of red and some yellow to create these flesh tones that will actually be painted on the gums of the Metriacanthosaurus. And now for the fun part, the details. The Metriacanthosaurus has several stripings on the head going towards the body. It actually represents somehow a clouded leopard, especially when it comes to the body markings. So we're doing that same thing here on the Metriacanthosaurus. During this process, I'm actually using several, photos of the Metriacanthosaurus so that it could be as close as possible or as accurate as possible that I can be. If you're going to ask me, this particular color is just a mixture of black and burnt sienna. Every time I paint my figures, I always start off by doing one side first. I know it takes a little bit more time rather than doing everything at once, but this actually helps me, provide a symmetrical design from one side to the other. For the more detailed stripes, I'm actually using the tip of this metal brush so that it will have that very thin stripe on the end. The head stripes are actually the most critical, so it has to be really identical to the other side. So since I've already accomplished the other side or the right side of the face of the Metriacanthosaurus, now I'm doing the left side. And it has to be the same or exactly the same as that of the contralateral. At this point of the painting process, I've actually completed the stripes on the right side, and here is how it looks like. It looks really fearsome and cool. Now all that needs to be done is do this on the other side as well. And voila! It's done! Now for other details of the Metriacanthosaurus. So with the yellow that I have earlier, I just mixed that with the brown colors that I used for the stripes and then applied it to the areas of the eyes. This actually makes the eye sucker a little bit more sunken than it is already. This same color is actually used for the details on the scales on the feet as well. Okay, so referring back to the photo here that we have for the Metriacanthosaurus from Jurassic World Evolution, it has several green coloration on the face. So we're adding those here as well. So we have here a mixture of green and yellow, and we'll add those to the Metriacanthosaurus' face. So some will go here, and also some on the tip of the Metriacanthosaurus. The rest of the body of the Metriacanthosaurus will have these orange markings inside these stripes, so we're doing those as well. So this actually will be affecting most of the areas of the neck, the body, and the tail. I believe there's also a few areas wherein the legs or the thighs are actually affected as well. And now it's just time for a few finishing touches. So we're just coloring the eyes, the nails, and the feet of the Metriacanthosaurus as well. After drying, here's how it looks like. It's a far cry from what it looks like from the previous version, so I'm really happy with it. Now it's time for us to announce the guest SPC contest winners, and here are the lucky picks. Cida Nunes, Giovanno, Amir, Miles Phillip, Harley, Awonzo, Dinosaurus, and Restless Warrior. Congratulations everyone! And now for our top 10 winners! Kakfer Glokowiak,
Top 10.
Mimic Production,
Top 9.
Alucard,
Top 8.
Best Rexy TV,
Top 7.
Miguel Philip Eisen,
Top 6.
Godzilla Dinosaurs, Lizards, and all,
Top 5.
Timo Beyblade,
Top 4.
Paris Kinkana Ismail,
Top
Mandy Amar,
Top 2.
and Maximum Power! Congratulations everyone! And I'll see you at the next Guess SPC contest! For those of you who'd like to join, here's how! Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. And in that homepage, just click on the community link and there you'll see all my posts! Whoa! This medium-sized Terrabud is really fierce, and I like the arms. Oh, well that's it for our Metriacanthosaurus. We can now move on with the next portion of this video, which is one of my favorites, Assembrix. You can do it and let's vote in. So let's count up the number of figures. Shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 parts to this one. Let's start Assembrix by picking up the head first and connecting the lower jaw. And there you have it. I think it snaps back in place. Now we can connect this one to the body. Let's now place on the legs, the left and the right. And now the arms, the left and the right. The tail is a two-part thing, so let's start off with the base of the tail. And then the tip. And that completes our figure on the Metriacanthosaurus. I hope you guys like it. Now it's time for us to move on with a closer look of the Metriacanthosaurus. Alright, so I think Metriacanthosaurus here is really excited for his new toy, the goat. It's more of a food rather. And the GCL here would be helping us out presenting this particular creature. This is actually based off from the Jurassic World Metriacanthosaurus photo here. The Metriacanthosaurus also had a cameo in the Jurassic Park movie, the first one, wherein Dennis Nedry is actually, taking all the samples from the laboratory, and you can see that Metriacanthosaurus is actually one of the listed dinosaurs there. The GCL will be coming back later for some size comparisons, but for now, we can now move on with a closer look on the Metriacanthosaurus. And there you have it. So let's just remove the base and let's have the Metriacanthosaurus be the star of the show here. Okay, so you can see here that the face is actually on a background of a lighter color of yellow, and it has this amazing stripes on the head. It is a mixture of brown and also green parts. It has several, striping on the legs as well as that of the body, which actually resembles that of the clouded leopard. This dinosaur is very, unique in a way because it doesn't really actually have, a complete set of fossils, but nonetheless, it's actually presented in the movie. So I thought of they're actually using this one to introduce to you guys that the Metriacanthosaurus does exist in the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park franchise, and it's actually canon. The Metriacanthosaurus is actually one of the medium-sized theropods or carnivorous dinosaurs that is listed under InGen. Other medium-sized theropods would include Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, Baryonyx, and even Suchomimus. Among the difference from the previous version of this version of the Metriacanthosaurus would be the articulation. From the previous one, it can actually open and close its mouth, but the movement of the head is actually limited. For this one, it can actually twist its neck like so and put it down and up. And of course, the legs and the arms can also be moved as well as that of the tail. I think comparing this and the other version, this one will have more dynamic poses to it. Well, it's now time for us to have the size comparisons on the Metriacanthosaurus. And for this one, I'll be bringing back the GCL for this comparison of the human and also with that of the dinosaur. And you can see here that definitely our Metriacanthosaurus is bigger than that of the human, as I've also seen in the comparison above. Proportion wise, I think we did a good job at this one. It's not that far off with the size and also the bulkiness of the body. So the GCL will be coming back later and we'll be comparing this one with other Jurassic World customs that I did so far. So here is the Extinct Bricks Blue repaint. And you can see here definitely our Metriacanthosaurus is larger than Blue. Blue here is actually one of the mini raptors that I've shown before in one of my unboxing videos. So if you haven't seen that yet, so please check it out guys. And the next of our comparisons would be the Extinct Bricks Tigimoloch. This is Tigimoloch is already a custom of mine. I changed a lot of it because I think it's lacking the neck articulation and also some details that are missed actually by LYKA comparing to that of the Tigimoloch in the film. Up next, this is the Extinct Bricks Baryonyx. Now, this Baryonyx design is actually based off from the Jurassic World website when Jurassic World is actually being promoted or as a promotional material. It has this bluish stripe on the face and it's very cheetah-like in my opinion. They also share the same coloration, don't you think? In terms of size, the Baryonyx is slightly larger than that of the Metriacanthosaurus. And the next among our comparisons would be the extinct Rex, Suchomimus. The Suchomimus here is actually also one of the dinosaurs seen in the Jurassic World website, which you have actually seen during the promotion of Jurassic World the movie. Definitely, our Metriacanthosaurus is smaller than that of the Suchomimus. I'm thinking about, remaking the Suchomimus someday, but who knows? What do you guys think? Comment down below if you'd like to see a remake of the Suchomimus. And lastly, this is the extinct Rex Edmontosaurus. The Edmontosaurus is one of the larger hadrosaurs under the Jurassic World franchise. And for this one, this design is actually based off from the Jurassic World website as well during promotion of Jurassic World the movie. And that's it for our size comparisons. We can now move on with the species roll call for this one. And before we head on with that, I'd like to remind you guys that if you do have several, suggestions of other species you'd like to see next by extinct Rex, then just comment down them below. You don't need to be shy, just comment them. I read them every time and I try to, respond to your comments as much as possible. Also, our GCL here, I would like to remind you that all of the creatures you see here is actually available in our extinct Rex playlist. I will also be providing some links for you to just click on and choose whatever creature you'd like to see next. And now for our species roll call. This is extinct Rex Blue Reaping, extinct Rex Edmontosaurus. This is extinct Rex Stygimoloch. This is extinct Rex Baryonyx, extinct Rex Suchomimus. And last but not least, of course, this is our extinct Rex Metriacanthosaurus remake. I've waited so long for this remake to be realized, and this upgrade of the Metriacanthosaurus is just what I need to start off before we head on to Dinosaur Day, which will be happening on Saturday, so watch out for that, guys. And now for the last looks on the Metriacanthosaurus. The name Metriacanthosaurus is actually a mixture of several names, Metriacos, Acantha, and Saurus, meaning moderately spined lizard. It actually lived in the late Jurassic period around 160 million years ago and is part of the Theropoda family. The Metriacanthosaurus can grow up to a length of 24 feet, a height of 12 feet, and a weight of 1,814 kilograms. I dropped the goat! It's okay. It's time for Metriacanthosaurus to have its lunch anyway. And that about ends our video on the Metriacanthosaurus. I hope you guys like it. And again, thank you so much guys for watching. But of course, before we end this video, I'd like to remind you guys to also support our other channels, Toy Universe and The Adventures of Moira and Asher. Please watch their videos and support our channel as well by subscribing. And as we always would say, let your inner dino break roar! Thanks everyone and bye!